All right, let's call the Rankin County Commissioners Court to order this Tuesday, 25th, 2024, and ask Ms. Wall to call the roll.
Judge Grant.
Here.
Commissioner Weir. Here. Commissioner Hooper.
Here.
Commissioner Eastman. And Commissioner Webb.
Please join us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please remain standing for the invocation. Almighty God, you sent your Son to proclaim your kingdom and to teach with authority. Anoint us with your power of your Spirit, that we, too, may bring good news to our family and friends, love to our community, and hope to our world. Through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
First order of business is your consideration of the minutes for the June 11th meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and to approve the minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2.
Didn't have any.
There are no line item transfers. So we moved to item 3, the paid bills and the outstanding bills.
Payroll.
Actually, we don't really pay the outstanding. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's a mistake later.
We find it now of
Red flag.
the, yes, it is. I'd like to make a motion to approve the invoices for $215,648.72 and ratify $206,354.01.
Is there a second? Commissioner Weir, discussion. No, we're at, I know this is a lot, not usually the man on my right is doing this.
Yes, sir, it is.
He's busy enjoying the beach, so. Anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4. Mr. McCourt's not here just yet. We passed item 4 over to item 5 for the time being. And really, this is just an announcement. This Ms. Wimness and Ms. Swift and Ms. Strickland are all like to stand up and say, but essentially, it's to announce the deadline for submission of bills for the July 9th meeting. We will be on Tuesday, July the 2nd, because of the 4th of July holiday. Anything else we need to say about that? We put it on public record. July the 2nd. So that will move us to the next item, which is 6, credit card policy, which is in your package for your consideration.
I'd like to make a motion to approve, the updated credit card policy.
Is there a second? Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7. Mr. Bird, is that here? So, I'm going to ask everybody to come up and talk about item 7. If you like. This is a resolution that we're going to take adoption. Probably don't need to read it in quite the detail you did for the ESD. It's already been adopted by the ESD. It's been in the newspaper. But I would like you to take some time to introduce the matter.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners. Today, we'd like to entertain a resolution to name the 10-acre tract up in Round Mountain that encompasses Round Mountain Fire Station and the New Star Fight Base. To name that complex the Michael J. Megna Public Safety Complex, based on Michael's significant contributions to the county, both as a firefighter, as a captain, as our road administrator, as our chief, as our Cataract voting delegate, as well as his contributions to the county with the emergency management coordinator assistant, bringing grant money to the county, working with EMS, and then being appointed to the ESD board. The number of contributions that Mike has made to us personally and to our organizations to me. We think it's a fitting thing for a very important complex for the county.
And I think, or maybe both of you know, maybe not everyone knows, I neglected to introduce him properly. Mr. Bird is the, do you call it president or chairman? President of the fire department there in Round Mountain. And is personally taken on a lot to assist Mr. Megna. And so he's also championing this cause. We don't have a schematic in front of him, and if you agree, if hopefully with your approval, although the ESD, by the way, has already approved it, the majority owner of the property, this is the proposal for the signage in front of the complex. And then we are also working, I don't know if we have success here, we're working with TxDOT for the signs. They're not the blue ones like you see with wineries, but there's the white ones like you see for other things, for complexes, for facilities, everything. The commissioners, shelters. I can tell you that one of the actions commissioners for sure was both of them. That you can come. And we went through a process of talking about what kind of neighborhood and talked about the buildings and it sort of morphed into this other thing that I think is more appropriate actions to just name the complex. So Any thoughts or questions?
No, other than I support it wholeheartedly.
But we need if you support it, we need a motion to adopt the resolution that we signed.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution for the complex around nine to be Michael J. Penman Public Safety Complex.
Is there a second?
Full second.
Discussion. So, Mrs. Bega is here today, and I probably should have asked before we got into discussion on the motion. With your permission, if you else you want to say anything, choose not. Very well. Anything else?
How would we address the signs on the, would they be a later date to address the signage on the highway?
Yeah, how do we address it?
How would you do it today?
Well, we know, those are textile signs. And Mr. Burton is dealing with one person. I am dealing with another person. We're trying to get those two together and then get them to move the behemoth that is textile.
Okay. It does take action.
Well, this resolution is probably will hurt. It probably will help actually. We had this discussion last meeting that our new resolutions, and sometimes they just seem like they're perfunctory. They tend to have more impact than I think about, or maybe you all think about outside of it. So this is a good example. Maybe this will help us to get that moving in a direction. There's no further discussion. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And Mr. Becker has been able to make it, so we'll move back to item 4. Good morning. Before you start, let me just give a little bit of explanation. So, Mr. Neff, this is a pretty big item, actually. Annual thing, it's a big item, something that all commissioners are interested in. And it would be my preference to put this off until July 9th, the other two return. Beaches and properties. But Mr. Neffendorf is going to be with us for an extended period of time, maybe in September. And so my thought was, so that we could accommodate having our outside auditor come and make the formal presentation that he always makes. We do that now while we can get him, and then, but we don't take action on this until tonight. The other two have returned, had a chance to review it, we can discuss it. They can question you about what you questioned him. However, that's my thinking, is that we give them an opportunity to be part of the process of proving the audit, that's what we're going to do. But we also give you two the opportunity of actually having face-to-face with the auditor. Does that seem fair?
That's correct. Yes, well, they can probably deal me out there all the time. Just getting my knee replaced. Y'all have copies? Y'all have copies? And then, since I know we got a long agenda, in this page, this thing with 80 pages, I always do started doing a highlight reel, and people really love it. So, it's condensed. It's the high points. Okay. Excuse me. This is the audit for the year ended September 30th, 2023. And it complies with the governmental accounting standards board standards. And this year, since you spent over $750,000 in federal awards, we had to do what's called a single audit. And in accordance with that, we have to go through and do all the compliance with the uniform guidance, and that is substantially more than a regular audit. Anytime we get into federal programs, they have a lot of requirements and compliance items that we have to check. And in accordance with that, we also have to do, about 4 additional reports and stuff at the end of the book, or the audit report. But anyway, the basic audit is still the same. The Governmental Accounting Standards Board requires us to do 2 sets of financial statements, which we do. As I've explained in the past, the GASB 34 statements include all your capital assets, depreciation, long-term debt, and your pension liability, and your OPEB liability, and come up with a profit loss, just like a business would. And then the fund financial statements, which are more important for y'all as operating the county. That's what Camille keeps the books on, and that's what you see on your budget actual results, and that's what the fund statements are in the C section. I will go through here to hit the high points at any point. If you have any questions, you can stop and ask me. And what I started doing on these, and I've got good feedback, instead of sitting here going through 90 pages of audit report, I condensed it down here to 2 pages, which I consider the highlights. But if there's some other items you want to always question or discuss, we can also do that. Of course, the big item in pages 1, 2, 3, you'll receive the unqualified opinion. What does that mean? That's a clean opinion. That's what you want to get. That says that we've done the audit of the county and the financial statements are materially correct. So that's good. Unqualified opinion means we had no qualifications. It's a clean opinion. The first 2 exhibits, the A1 and B1, those are the GASB 34 statements. And as I said before, those also do all your capital assets, depreciation, long-term debt, pension, OPEB liabilities, and come up with a profit or loss just like it did. So, on page 11, exhibit A1, your total assets, including all your capital assets, were $45,659,000. Your liabilities for bonds payable were $11,555,000, and your liabilities for the GASB 68, which is your retirement pension liability, which is provided to us by the TCDRS. And as you can see, this was a small liability at the end of the year, $307,273. As you recall, in the prior audit, you actually had a net pension asset, $1,161,000. And as I told you last year, we expected that to shift and change because of the inflation factor and the fact that they didn't do as well on their investments. That was a big change as to why it went from a net asset position to a liability of $307,000. And y'all are not the only county. Every county we do work for, about 9 of them, they all either went from an asset to a liability or from a small liability to a larger liability. But in y'all's case, you're still 90% funded, so you're still in good shape. And then the unrestricted net position, of course, of the county at the end of the year was $16,307,766. So you can see the county is still in good financial shape. You subtract your assets from your liabilities, you have a total net position of $30,912,741. Exhibit B1 would be a net income statement for the county. It just shows your net change is positive. Last year, you had an increase in net position of $3,959,254. So it was another good operating year for the county. You see schedule the fund financial statements. These are more important to you as the governing body of the county. It shows on exhibit C1 your fund balances. You can see your general fund, road and bridge, capital projects, your other funds. These are your special revenue funds. Your debt service funds. So you have total governmental fund balance of $18,557,968. Exhibit C2, page 17. These are the reconciled items to get from that governmental fund balance of $18 billion to the net position of $30 billion. And you can see the major items. You add back the capital outlays. Capital assets net $9,368,000. Capital outlay debt service principal payments $9,324,000. your pension adjustments for the retirement, and then the OPEB. You come up with any subtraction depreciation expense, and that's how we reconcile from the fund statements to the GASB 34. And maybe you don't recall what the OPEB is, it's the other post-employee benefit. That is the group term life, and that is also handled by the Texas County District Retirement System. And each month, when you submit your payments for your retirement, it also includes a portion of that to cover a death benefit for active employees and inactive employees, retirees. Exhibit C3, your revenues and expenditures on the fund basis. It's on page 18. And you can see the local taxpayers got a break in fiscal year 23 because of the federal funding received from the Corona and the ARPA funds. The local taxpayers picked up almost 84% of their budget. The state and federal was about 16%. And you can see in the prior years, local taxpayers have been paying 92%, the federal state is only 7.7%. But that is pretty much goes across the board. You received those COVID and ARPA funds in the previous years, because they were deferred until you spent over $2 million in this fiscal year. Okay? That's why that funding percentage of those fees is almost like a one-time bonus. And that's the changes in the financial position. The general fund have a deficit of $380,474, road and bridge positive $151, capital projects $1,205,000, positive other funds. So you can see the total change for the government funds is positive $1,224,850. And of course, the bonds we issued last year, $3.97 million, and their capital projects expenditures in fiscal year 23 were $2.833. And that just shows you a comparison why the change in the fund basis. You can see you have a excess $4 million last year, and this year was down 1.2. That's because of the capital projects expenditures. You received those bonds in the prior year, you didn't spend a lot of that money this year, so that's your fund accounting. That makes up the bulk of the difference why that changes that drastic. And then the C4, the reconciled items, again, from the fund in that position. Page 22, once again, we have the same items, capital outlay, add back, and capital outlay, debt service, principal payments, subtractions, depreciation expense, and adjustment of gas and CC pension. So that's how you reconcile from the fund to the gas 34 cents. The next page, the notes. The notes are, of course, give you further details of items included in the financial statements. And ones we highlight there are note 380, page 32. The county's investments, deposits, investments applied to the public funds investment act. What that means is all your monies at the bank were secured by FDIC insurance and or red securities, and then your investments in the local governmental investment pools, even though they're not secured by FDIC insurance and or red securities. They have built-in safeguards that are in accordance with the Public Funds Investment Act. Therefore, all your deposits and investments apply with that act. The notes referring to debt, notes 3I, J, K, and L, those show the compliance with those set of debt service agreements. You made the principal and interest payments under all those agreements. Note 4A on page 40. This is a 4-page disclosure on your GASB 68 for your retirement. That's provided to us by the TCDLRS. Likewise, starting at note 4B on page 44 is that GASB 75 OPEB. That's that retirement life health insurance benefit. The supplemental schedules, these are the key schedules as far as showing compliance with the budget. First one, general fund, exhibit G1, page 51. Both your revenues and expenditures and positive variance to the budget. That's what we like to see. Same way on G2, page 53, the road and bridge fund, both the revenues and expenditures also had positive variances. And finally, other major funds, ARPA. Federal programs, page 54, those revenues and expenditures also had positive variances. So you can see, for budgeting purposes on all cases, if you have positive variances, but Exhibits G4 and G5 are a 10-year schedule of retirement liability. That's on pages 55 through 59. You can see the county's share of the retirement liability, like I said before, the net asset position that funded at 110%. Previous year, now was a liability for this past fiscal year, $307,000. Still funded at 97.48%, so it's still a good shape. The GASB 75, the OPEB benefit, that of course is not a funded benefit. As you can see, it's only like 6 and 8% funded. That benefit is basically on a pay-as-you-go method, because you just pay each month this portion of your retirement payment, the portion that goes to provide this benefit for OPEB. And you can see the liability at the year is $201,786. The last section is the federal awards and compliance with the single audit. That's covered through pages 77 to 89, and there's a whole raft of reports and schedules there. And under those reports, we did find a material weakness in the financial statements. At the end of the year, should have recorded retained payable construction contracts. And there also was a material weakness in regards to the federal awards with the procurement standards. And finally, there was one instance of material non-compliance also in accordance with the procurement standards. And then we got in the prior year, all those prior year findings were corrected, so that's good. And the final letter regarding those charged to governments, that's judge and commissioners. We had no major findings or weaknesses other than as noted above, and then we also had a couple of recommendations. The recording of debt payments, get split out the principal interest portion, and then we reviewed the new lease, get report, the new lease report, it's 87. And that's about it. It's a good, clean audit report. And in accordance with those federal awards, compliance, that entails a compliance supplement for 2,000 pages. There's a lot of requirements, and most of the entities we audit and got those monies and have to do compliance. We didn't have to pretty much across the board. Just the nature of these. Feds throw a lot of money at you, they'll give you a lot of guidance right off the bat. Until afterwards, and then the auditor comes in and delivers. No, I mean, that's just the reality. It's just, well, it's a 2,000 page compliance, so it's very detailed.
We're not done, other than possibly one big project in there, but next year, it will be relating, making sure that we'll be throwing under the bus if we're still out of compliance.
Okay, good luck. Well, I don't know if you're gonna get to 750. I mean, this is, we had a lot of entities. They had that one time, they doled out all the ARPA funds, and then, so that.
We are applying for the application process.
Yeah.
Would that qualify for these single lots?
Yeah, that's federal program.
On your GASB 98, where we're going from 110% to 97.8%, to 97.4%. That's a 1 year thing, so that's not enough to be a trend to worry about. You said it's still fine. What's not fine? What would say you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, normally most retirement, they'll start to worry about it unless it below 8, falls below 8%.
Okay. And in our case, are we still talking about the $250,000 basically, is the retirement obligations that we have? Okay.
$307,000 was the liability. And you gotta remember, those things are actuarially determined, and so they're spreading that over the long term. And that's why you see, you can pretty much go to that 10-year schedule. And anyway, it shows you the investment income, and usually that's where the swing in the liability comes from, how good they did on investments. Is that in the comparing the 22 to 23 year, their investment income went positive 2.2 billion to negative 700,000. So that's where the pendulum swung, where when everybody's liability or let go of their assets to liability. And they're still using 2.5% inflation factor for their actual. So we haven't seen that in a while, but see, they're just basing it on the long term. So it's something to worry about. And the county district retirement system, that's one of the public practices. I mean, across the board, comparing to the municipal retirement system at the school, I mean, all our counties are 90% plus. And we do have some, I mean, we had some smaller appraisal districts just join. And if it gets worse, you can always make one-time some payments. Some entities have done that, but it drops to a certain level.
So, if you set aside the special audit and movies, it's for as long as I've known you had pretty glowing remarks on the annual audits. How does this one compare with prior years?
Oh, yeah, the financials is still in the top category, A category. Fund balances, financials, all in good shape. Compliance, get a B. But most entities do, because that's just the nature of the beast with the compliance. It could be a federal program, it could be a B plus, if it's smart. Yeah. Well, I mean, the bottom line is, those are items that really, when you put dollars, they're good enough dollars. You see what I'm saying? Like on the financial side, even if the hard numbers, you're still in a good financial shape. Yes, there was some material leaks, but they affect your dollars, no.
Questions? Comments? Thoughts?
Look down the road. She'll just see what the other things will say.
You'll be on fire, because you won't have anything. You're going to be standing in this place. So, if you have any questions of him, just ask him now.
Well, you can call me or email me. Or I can make a complaint, I know that, but next time, maybe. I can be the next meeting after today. I'm actually making a complaint. Pretty tough. It will be out there.
So you're saying money?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't get me replacing.
Now, we're going to go through this twice.
Yeah. No, I just come up here to answer questions. Be available.
Anything? Well, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
We're not taking action today, part action on the night.
Okay, like I say, y'all come up with questions, and something, just give me a call.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I think that takes us to item A. We would like to make July 1st.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt a proclamation declaring July 2024 as first responder in Blanco County.
Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Greer. discussion? It's not in my packet, but I think it's in the signature files. Yes, sir. Oh, so, you got it. This is another important one because we've been here on a couple of Tuesdays a month. It's important too. When you're sprawled out on the pavement or in a chokehold in your home, or you name the disaster or the issue, it's these folks that rely on. I think it's I don't know that we can make this good, to be honest. But with that, I'll call for it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Takes us to item 9, indemnity agreement for marketplace. We've had that discussion about allowing market areas to expand a little bit of issues that more change a little bit and expand a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so basically engaging the third party to help with operations, expanding the south side of the parking area, and kind of changing from a single one event per month, which is a full weekend on the 4th of the weekend, to 2 Saturday and the second 4th.
And I think it's already gone through our legal, so it's ready for the commissioners to listen.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
And is that right?
Correct.
And I wasn't able to attend this weekend. You were competing against all kinds of events in the area.
Right.
How did it go?
Saturday was okay, Sunday was pretty slow.
Okay. Do you have more you want to say?
No, I think that's missing here per conversation last time is your concern around maybe county emergency and us canceling the event. In that case, we can just add that to our agreement with the meeting.
I'm sorry, say it again.
You expressed concern that the county has an emergency and needs the parking here, that we would basically cancel our event. It's not in this agreement here, so I was kind of to our agreement with the meeting.
That's fine. You know, it's a true disaster. It's not everything. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just, well, just put them on there.
Just make sure they understand there.
That'd be great. We appreciate that. Any motions? We're on number
9. Make a motion to release liability and agreement between Blanco County, Johnson City Chamber of Commerce regarding the marketplace.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Weir, discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Okay. This next one says update, but it is an action item. I'm going to ask for your permission to advertise for bids. The status of a couple of the courthouse is changing kind of on a daily basis. I have a letter from this morning from the engineer to the architect, and that our new architect, Mr. Klein, and the engineer, last name is, I call him Jeff, but it's just an structural engineers, have been all through the structure and have made some assessments, and we kind of need to move forward. And it would be in 2 phases. First phase would be a temporary jacking up and stabilization of the cupola, which will require some structures in here, in this building, in this room, and also possibly some structures in the walls, some jacking structures. And that's going to be pretty disruptive, but it's going to happen first. And then the second phase 2 is more of an addition to what was done back in 97 when the very large steel beams were placed up there. They need to place some more up there and tie the whole thing together in order to remedy the things that are going on. We think that the phase 1 part of it's going to run under 100,000, but we don't know how much under, probably not much under 100,000. Don't know yet what phase 2 will run. Don't yet. I'm thinking that I've had this conversation for this Tuesday, the last couple of days, and first it was, let's do phase 1, and then let's do phase 2. But it seems to me that we want the same contractor doing both parts. Whoever's going to jack up and stabilize probably needs to finish it off. So it seems to me it ought to be one big contract with 2 phases. And that's how I would like to bid it. It won't happen as soon that way, because if you were to approve phase 1 advertising, we would start that today or tomorrow. But if we wait for phase 2, it's going to take Jeff and Stan and the others involved a few more days to put a complete package together, to both phases and 1 and 2. But that's what I'm asking for, is authorization to advertise for bids for the whole thing. There's another piece of this that you need to be aware of. The recommendation is a strong recommendation to discontinue use of this room until the phase 1 is complete. Now, when that happens, we could use the room again. It's not going to be pretty, because there's going to be structures in the middle. There'll be some pews that have to be moved, things of that nature, but we'll be able to use it again. But until phase 2, till the stabilization is done, we need to think about alternative places for things. Ms. Harrison's already scoped out the courtroom for the JP court, for my court, and some of the other things that go on in here. Commissioners, we have a couple of options that we look at. One is the hobby room. And I don't know which we're going to do it, and I don't know which you would prefer to do. One is the hobby room, and the other is kind of a cool, novel idea that just came up yesterday afternoon. That is to hold the Commissioners Court in the exhibit hall. So that's yet to be determined, but that may have to start happening as soon as July 1. Any thoughts?
In the motion for going out for bid for a contract, engineer and contractor, or engineer, when those be a contract?
No, it's just for contractor. For contractor. We have an engineer, we have an architect.
Okay, so we're looking to go out for an engineer for both phases.
Contractor for contractors. Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes. And in that comment, in that motion, you should, you mentioned discontinuing the use of the bill, jail, courtroom.
Feels like that.
And relocate the exhibit hall.
I guess I'd rather you didn't make it part of the Commissioner's Court order, because that might restrict us from even walking through here. Some of us will want to take the risk to go through it, we need that in the room for some reason or other, but so I don't know that they necessarily want to put that in court's order.
Okay.
I
So
don't think so at this point. I think that I need to mention it to you also that we could have an open discussion about if you're having anxiety about the hobby or the exhibit on one or the other, or if you like, can't really talk about setting the risk, but it would just be us, we really can't in good conscience assume the risk for the public in here. You know what I mean? So,
for the holding project, I'm talking about all the way to the fence.
well, from today on. No, through phase one.
Through phase one,
Yes, sir.
there'll be a couple of jacks coming down into the run.
At least, yeah.
They'll be here for the fall.
A while. But, so what we're talking about today is just advertising to get bids from contractors to do basis. As, and again, there'll be more detail, there'll be more flesh on the bones because Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Klein putting together the package. They've pretty much already got the package for phase one, just need phase two finish.
So, okay. So I'd like to go out, I'd like to make a motion to go out for bid for the general contractor for phase 1 and 2 of the repair work on the boat.
Is there a second, Commissioner Reed? Discussion. I think we can, it's just that simple, we're not selecting anything. We're hopeful to get competitive bids. I know that Mr. Klein and Mr. Schmidt will be encouraging your companies to do this sort of thing, to take notice of our posting and try to do it.
Then I'm sure they'll come up with some drawings or
They already have that in phase one. Really, we've already got it for phase two, it's just not finished.
that you finish producing, where we could supply that for the bid.
Right. Which reminds me, so the plan is, when we go out for bids, it'll be open for a couple of weeks. And in that process, there'll be, like they're having for other projects, there'll be a pre-bid opening meeting that will be conducted by Mr. Klein and Mr. Schmidt, so that the contractors can know what they're bidding on if they have questions, like they usually do. And then we'll engage Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Klein to help us score and evaluate the proposals. And then the Commissioners Court will choose the best value.
Change anything on that.
I don't think so. I just wanted to let you know that more about the process. Do we need to get to an item?
No, sir. I'll be back shortly.
Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We have to go back to the other now. Commissary. I think you have the report, Steve, so is there anything you need to do? Do you have any questions about it?
Sure.
Well, then you probably need to have a motion to acknowledge. Steve.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to acknowledge the report of operations of the jail commissary for the 22-23, according to the Local Government Code 351.041.
Is there a second?
Second.
I just noticed that Ms. Williams was actually involved in this. Did you have anything you wanted to say? It's good to. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12. Neither the sheriff nor the constable is proposing any changes in fees. We need a motion to acknowledge that.
I'd like to make a motion to acknowledge the no change of the sheriff's and constable's fees for 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the health services agreement with the county. Need your authorization.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the county judge to sign the health services agreement with Southern Health Partners.
Is there a second?
I second.
Discussion. So I looked over the agreement and it's not much different than last year. I think there was a 4% increase, and that was less than the increase. That was less than the average increase across the state. I think it was 4.8%.
Yes, and there was some suggested changes from us because they wrote it as a new contract instead of an old one. And then I believe Kimberly asked for a few things, and they were apologetic and open to they were going to change it to the way we want.
And so as we're here today, and as this motion is about to be adopted, legal seen it, your people have seen it, everybody's happy.
I don't look, has county attorney seen the final draft because they were going to change a few things and send it back?
I thought so, but I don't know if your motion is subject
Right.
to
Do you,
county approval.
yes,
That's right.
Second.
And the second, is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, firehouse grant, AEDs. Constable Fisher's not here, but he is seeking to get a grant to put these defibrillators in all of his vehicles. I think all of the Constable Lucy's vehicles and the sheriff's vehicles that don't get hacked. Is that right?
So I'll make a motion to authorize for firehouse grant submission for 18 AEDs to be used in all county patrol vehicles.
Is there a second? Commissioner Weir, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, need your authorization to put a new copier down in precincts 1 and 4 in Blanco.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize for the county judge to enter into a contract with Toshiba for a copier to be located at Commissioners 1 and 4's office.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16, phone lines down in precinct 1 and 4 offices in Blanco.
Make a motion to authorize the county judge to sign an amendment to Vested Networks contract to add Commissioners 1 and 4 phone lines to the voice over IP system at the courthouse.
Is there a second? Commissioner Weir, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 17, we need to release the construction letter of credit and employ the maintenance letter of credit on Texas Campgrounds LLC.
Make a motion to release the construction letter of credit and move it to the maintenance letter of credit for Texas Land Grounds LLC.
Is there a second? Commissioner Eager, discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18 is a replat.
All right. We'll do it.
Well, you're more familiar with it, it's down there near end.
Everything's up to par, Connie, on these.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to approve replat lots 676 and 677 in Rocky Bay subdivision. The new lot will be
Is there a second? Commissioner Eager, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is another replat.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the replat of lots 1246.177 of an acre of a private road, Rock J. subdivision. New lot being known as lot 1246 in R.
Is there a second? Second. Commissioner Eager, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 20, another replat.
I'd like a motion to approve replat lots 1782 and 1783 in Rock J. subdivision. The new lot being known as 1782A.
Second. Commissioner Eager, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 21.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Commissioner Weir, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We adjourn.